Hey guys, what is up? Rapid Retrospect Games here, and today I'm going to tell you simple ways and simple tips on how to survive Night 7, which is found in the Extras menu after completing Night 6. It'll be titled Nightmare. Now for Night 7, the key thing you need to know, it is simply a revved up version of Night 6. So, with that in mind, here are my tips. The number one thing I recommend you do is keep Foxy at bay. If Foxy gets into your room anywhere from 2 a.m. or below, simply exit the game and restart. Foxy is just going to make things more complicated, and he's going to make everything more difficult. Now, the way to combat Foxy is similar to Night 5, how you can hear that sort of nightmare Golden Freddy kind of running in between doors. The same thing will apply to Foxy. You'll hear him run between door to door. Now, the difference is you'll hear him sometimes, you'll hear those footsteps a little bit louder than usual on the left side. If that's the case, if it sounds like he's walked up to the door, then he has. Simply shine your light, keeping in mind you need to listen for those really deep, sort of soft footsteps for Bonnie and Chica. Make sure they're not there, make sure you don't hear breathing, and if you don't, shine the light real quick. Foxy should either move, or you should scare him off and you won't hear him for a second. That is my key strategy for surviving Night 7. Keep Foxy at bay. He is such a hindrance when initially doing this night. You need to find a way to keep him at bay. Simply listen, though. Listen for those footsteps. Also, keep in mind, you've got the Freddys on the bed. They're usually not that bad. I haven't had an instance where they've completely messed up a playthrough yet. Simply shine your light on them for a few seconds, even if there's 3. You should still have plenty of time. It's not the biggest thing in the world. Just make sure you keep them off the bed. For Bonnie and Chica, if you hear kitchen noises, if you hear something that sounds like a drunk fumbling through some silverware, that means Chica is in the kitchen. That means the right side of the door is completely barren. Excluding Foxy, of course. Foxy can also appear there. But if you don't hear that, that stops, listen for the little kind of deep kind of footsteps. They should sound like something shuffling against carpet. If you hear that, if it sounds a little far away, chances are they're at the end of the hall, but if it's up close or if it's moving when you're at that door, that means they've probably moved there, and you should simply close the door and wait for the footsteps to go away. Same with Bonnie. You should hear if a radio playing if they're in the hall. So keep those in mind. It's actually pretty easy to keep them at bay. Now, when you get to 4 a.m. like we are right now, this new Nightmare Shadow Freddy's going to appear. For this Freddy, same as the last one, do not shine your light at this thing. Quit using your flashlight. There's a high chance you'll hold it on for too long, or he'll simply kill you. Don't do it. You don't need to use your flashlight ever. Simply use your ears, listen for the shuffling. Chances are he's going to shuffle between 2 doors rapidly. So let's say you hear him at the left door, but then he goes to the right, and then partway through the right, he goes to the left. You hear the footsteps come back to the left side. Simply go to the left side and close the door. Don't shine your flashlight. That is the worst thing you can do. Everyone needs to stop doing that because it's the incorrect way to do it. It increases your chances of dying. It's simply wasteful. Now, if you hear laughter, same thing with the other Freddy on Night 5. Check the bed and check the closet. If it's in the closet, I recommend shining your light only once and closing it until you hear the footsteps. Because if you shine it any longer, Freddy will kill you. Bed, shine it completely through until he disappears. It's very simple to do. You're just going to have to listen. It's very important that you listen when you're playing this. I highly recommend earphones because that will let you determine which direction each noise is coming from, whether it's from the left side or the right. So make sure you have some headphones. Make sure they're on the correct ear. You know, you don't have them swapped or anything. And those are simple ways to survive Night 7. I haven't done 2020 mode or whatever. I might try it. I don't know. I'm personally not the biggest fan of this particular installment of the series, but I am kind of curious what they're going to do with this little lockbox that you see here. I'm curious if it's actually going to be helpful or not. So, with that said, I hope this helps out some of you. Remember, this strategy can be applied to Night 6 as well. Night 6 is simply a less tense version of this. So, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.